What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? What's going down? What's going on? It's your girl Sean, right? It's your girl Sean. What we not gonna do? What we not finna do is struggle in these homeschool streets, right? That's what we not finna do. That's the title of my live today, y'all. Y'all know I'm corny, I'm goofy, um, but I like to make y'all laugh, right? I like to make y'all laugh. If y'all are coming in, say hey, what's up? Let me know that you are here. Let's see what we got going on down here. Hey, Frankel, thank you so much for tagging someone. Hey, Portia, come on in. Hey, Matt. I'm right, though. I'm right, though. Listen, because what we not finna do is struggle in these homeschool streets, right? We not finna let that happen. Hey, Kelly, thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Lanisa, thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Sharman. Hey, Chris. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me, y'all. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm struggling. I'm not feeling 100%. I know that y'all cannot tell, but I am not. Matt and Shan says, we ain't. Fam, we ain't. We ain't. Y'all, I'm not feeling the best. I am really pushing through this week. My boys have been messing with my camera. I can tell because of the way it's positioned. So bear with me. I thought I fixed it, but maybe I didn't. Like my boys, they do the most, y'all. They do the most. Hey, Monique, thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Vaya. Hey, girl. Hey, hashtag Guru Click. Y'all come on in here, say, hey, what's up? Y'all know that I will only be with you for at the very most 45 minutes today because I have to go be a whole mother, right? I have to go take care of my babies. I'll only be with you for 45 minutes. So if you got questions, fire away. I'll start getting to them immediately. Okay. Franklin says, Frankie, same, feel better. I know. I don't know what it is. I want to say that I don't feel like my head is not hurting, nothing like I'm tired, I'm worn down. And I'm going to sleep. I made myself go to bed at a specific time from this point on. I've been getting up earlier and getting my day started throughout the day. I'm good. And then all of a sudden, like, I don't know, like I just crashed. Like I'm exhausted. I am tired. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's not allergies. I know it's not like my head is not hurting. I'm not snotting or anything like that. I think I'm just worn down, to be very honest with you guys. I think I'm exhausted. I am tired. There's so much to do, so much to keep up with. And I think that it is catching up with me. I love going live for you guys. It's amazing. It helps me do what I'm supposed to do, but it also gives me a sense of peace because I love helping people. Like that's my thing. I love doing that. But in the same token, I'm exhausted. I am tired. I'm very exhausted. There's a bunch that goes on in the background. All y'all see is me click the button to start, and then I start talking. But there's so much that goes on way behind the background of things. So I don't know, Frankie. I don't know, Kelly. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I am exhausted. I'm tired. I think my friend said that, don't get busy just doing, right? Like doing, going, going, going. And I think that might be the case. Our life is extremely crazy. My husband travels a lot and a lot of the responsibilities. Who is that? Somebody's opening up my office door. Okay, it's not going to close, baby. We just had that conversation. Just leave it. Thank you. A lot of it is on me when he's not here. And my 17-year-old is working, and my boys have sports training, and we have homeschool, and then we have these businesses, and I have to monitor doctor's appointments and dentist appointments and all of this and specialist appointments and therapy appointments and all that. I honestly believe that I'm just tired. Honestly, that's what I believe. Okay. Frankie says, rest is something you do. I'm trying to learn this. Take care. I know. I'm trying. I'm gonna get this. I don't know how I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna do better though, because I'm exhausted. I am worn down right now. So listen, if you are unfamiliar with me, if you're new to me in any kind of way, my name is Sean Taylor. I go by the name of Sean, the homeschool guru, and I am a homeschooling coach that specializes in helping families transition into the homeschool situation, right? Into these homeschool streets. I go live every Monday and Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time to help you basically transition, right? Ask any kind of question you can think of. You can ask any question pertaining to homeschooling, whether it's homeschooling and working, homeschooling in your marriage, homeschooling with your kids, like your relationship with them, all that good stuff. All things homeschool is me, right? That's what I'm doing. The only thing that I do not speak on is special needs homeschooling, because that is not my bag. That is not something that I am familiar with. But what I can do for you is I can put you in touch with people who are well versed in special needs. I have read books, but again, it's not my life, and so I don't pretend that it is my life, and I don't pretend I have the answers to that question. So I just don't. Okay. So if you're coming in, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here. Y'all, I do this for free. I give my time. The only thing I ask from you is that you share, you like, you comment. If you could, please give me some hearts. Let me know that you're there. Let me know that you can hear me, that we're good to go. Hey, T. Brooks, thank you so much for joining me. Let's see. It's a lot, Kelly. It is a lot. And I think sometimes I don't realize I'm like using all of my energy until it's done. Like it's just done. And so I think that's where I am. My son plays competitive. He plays select soccer, and Lord have mercy, they soccer 6 days a week. If it's not a game, it's a scrimmage. If it's not scrimmage, it's practice. If it's not practice, it's training. So a minimum of 6 days a week, we are doing training. And then my other son plays competitive basketball and competitive homeschool basketball. And they do that, let's say 4 days a week right now. And it's like all of a sudden we jumped into it. It was like it wasn't here. He was just doing training a couple days a week. And then all of a sudden we're like full-fledged into it. And so it's a lot. It's a lot. And you know, thinking back on that, that's probably what it is. It's just been a transition to do everything. Okay. So y'all come in, y'all ask these questions. Do me a favor, share, heart me up, y'all. I don't see any hearts. I appreciate it. If you could, that would be great. Let's see. Sherman says on Instagram, I've had an issue with starting homeschooling. I'm starting to get discouraged because I'm struggling with lesson plans. Being organized, organization is not my strongest characteristic. Okay, so let's talk about it. Sharman, have you deschooled at all? Answer that question for me, and that'll tell me a lot right there. Okay. All right. So while she's answering that for me, guys, y'all come on in and I'll answer another question. Let's see. Vaya says, my random question is, are learning state capitals necessary? I'm just saying, I'm not trying to teach them. I barely know them myself. Okay, so Vaya, to be honest with you, that is a decision that you'll have to make for yourself, right? I am not, we didn't focus on state capitals. I don't really know state capitals. Some states I do as an adult know, right? But what I know is the states, right? And the reason why I know the states is because of the state song. Do y'all remember that? Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado. Y'all remember that song? That's the only reason why. Here's the thing. Here's my thought process. Somebody said that recently. I think sometime last week. Maybe did somebody? Oh, yesterday. Yesterday we were at our local homeschool like get together where the kids can kind of chill together and get to know each other. They were they had this conversation. The lady was like, well, is it necessary? And I'm like, no, that's a decision that you have to make. It's not necessary. We have literally the world at our fingertips. So if they ever needed the state capitals, they could look them up, right? That's something that they could look up. It's not something that they necessarily have to learn. Okay. So that's a personal decision. I'm going to say no for me and mine, right? Because they can always look it up, but you may say that you do want it. Okay. Hey, Sabrina. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, Kelly. Let's see. Okay, so I'll come back to your question, Kelly. Let's see. Charwanda says no. Okay, so her question was she was getting discouraged because she was having a hard time starting with lesson planning and all that good stuff, right? And I asked her if she deschooled. And if you know me, you know me. I am big advocate for deschooling. And basically what deschooling is, if you're unfamiliar with it, it's technically breaking yourself of the habit and your kids of the habit of being in the traditional school system. So it's allowing you to change your mindset from the traditional school system to actual homeschooling, which is two different things. Homeschooling is not public school at home. It's not. And so Shawanda, what I would say to you is try deschooling. I did a whole series on that. If you're in the We Homeschool 2 group, that's not my group, but I'm a moderator in that group. I did a whole series on that. You're getting to know your child as a person, what they want to learn, how they learn, what they need. Part of your issue could be that you jumped too far, like too much into it very quickly. Let me know if that makes sense, Shawana, because I can go a little bit deeper. If not, just let me know. Okay. Hey, Ocean, how you doing? Let's see. Kelly says, how do you balance work with homeschooling? Prayer, Lord have mercy. Prayer, Kelly. No, listen. Okay, so y'all know, first of all, if you're unfamiliar with me, right, that girl's an author. That girl's a best-selling author, right, of 3 different books, okay? So this book right here, I'll put it up here, is an absolutely amazing book. You can get it on my website. I will put the link in there. African American Homeschooling Mompreneurs is the name of the book. It is an anthology. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 authors on it. And we're all talking about how we manage to homeschool and work at the same time. There are several different ways to do it, right? And the ladies do it in a different way, but I will explain to you what mine is, okay? So I am big on block schedules. I live and die by this, okay? And I know that sounds terrible, but this is my planner, okay, that I got from Char Amazing Life Planners. I can put her link in there as well. But I live by this and I write down everything. Of course, I like stickers and all that good stuff, but I live and die by this particular book. And I do blocking, okay? So I may work for 2 hours on whatever business I'm going to work on, whatever it may be, but I do it solely off of blocking. I use blocking. So basically, I set aside a period of time. If I'm doing lesson planning, I am only doing lesson planning, okay? If I'm working on the logistics business, I'm only working on the logistics business, something to that effect, okay? So let me know if that makes sense, Kelly. Let me get that link for you. I'm going to get 2 links for y'all. Bear with me. I'm coming back to the questions. Y'all, your girl's a one-man show, right? So I got to do everything. I don't have anybody in the comments to help me post these for me. Bear with me. Come on, computer. Okay. So let me get that book for you. So there are a total of 12 different authors, and we all have different ways that we get that done. So I have posted that there for you. Okay, Kelly. So check that out. Okay. Shawanda says most definitely. Okay. So that does make sense. Shawanda says, I was a teacher a few moons back and thought I could do this, but definitely bit off more than I can chew. Oh, no. Okay. Shawanda, there you go. Big red flag. And I'm not saying red flag like in a bad way, but you didn't bite off more than you can chew. The issue is that you are a teacher, a former teacher, right? So you're used to doing things a certain way. And it works-ish, right? Because you're in the traditional school system. But when you're homeschooling, it's completely different than when you're doing the traditional school system. And there are some of us that that homeschool and homeschool closely to the traditional school system, but a lot of us don't. And I don't want to say a lot of us, there are some of both, right? And so if you're trying to push the traditional school system at home, that could be the issue in itself, by itself, just by there. Shawanda, how long does your school day last? Let me ask you that. That'll tell me a lot too. Okay. I tried to post that link. It's not working. So whatever. Let me go back up to the comments. Okay. Let's see. Monica says, you never heard of that song? Monique, you've never heard of that song? Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts. You never heard that? That was a song, and it taught you the states in the alphabetical order. And so I still remember that. I think I was in 2nd or maybe 3rd grade when I learned it. But yeah, that's how I learned all the states. I mean, and here's the thing. The world is very different than it was when we were kids and when our parents were kids. They have all the information at their fingertips. And so all they need to be able to do is to research it, know what they're looking for, to be honest with you. Vaya says, oh no, what did I say? Oh, are you talking about that song? Yes, me too. The state song. Yeah, the state song, y'all, the state song. Let's see. Kelly says, more specifically, how can you effectively work from home and homeschool without feeling overwhelmed? So my kids, I'm going to be very honest with you, because my kids are older. So they're 17, 15, and 11. I can say to my family, like, I'm going to work do what you need to do. But I do schedule time. And most times when I'm working on my business, it's when they're doing their independent work. So there's going to be a little bit of overwhelmness right there. There's going to be a little bit of that. You're going to feel a little overwhelmed, but it's just a matter of you putting those blocks in order. Now, I am saying this, but I just told y'all I'm exhausted, right? So it works if you follow the key, if you follow what you're supposed to do, it definitely works, okay? Yes, definitely. I just jumped in and started still learning what they need and how they learn. Yeah, and that changes, to be honest with you, right? My kids are different. Sometimes they like stuff, sometimes they don't. I mean, I don't know what to say. They're just different, right? They're different. They're little people. I'm in Texas, and what you saying, Monique? What had happened? It cut off. Hey, Kimberly, hashtag Guru Click. Shawanda says, this is our first year and we haven't started officially. I have the kids in art and Spanish classes, but that's the most to this point. Okay, so take it slow. I think you're doing, here's the thing. Just being honest with you, right? At some point, all homeschool moms think they're failing. Ta-da! Even the guru, right? Even me. At some point, we all feel like we are failing. And so it's a matter of trusting yourself, allowing yourself to get better, do better. It's not going to happen overnight. And I know that maybe we're used to things happening overnight-ish, right? We're used to things. Y'all, the kids did something to my camera. It is all off. I'm sorry. It's bugging me. We are used to doing things and getting it, especially moms. We don't have time for that, right? We don't have time for that. We need for the stuff to work. We need for things to work immediately. We need it to be figured out immediately. And so with that said, that puts a strain or strenuous on us. So give yourself some grace. Shawanda, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to all you homeschool moms. Grant yourself some grace, okay? It's not always going to work like you want it to or like you immediately planned it to work. That's just the way it is, right? That's just how it goes, what it does, okay? I'm sorry, y'all. Bear with me. My kids, Lord have mercy, my kids, they had Spanish class and they do Spanish class online and they have done something to my camera. They have 100% done something to my camera and I can tell. It's not giving me the right look that I want to look. So there's that. Okay. So give yourself some grace, Shawanda. It will get better. It will take some time. You're not going to be able to just jump in it and it work automatically immediately. It's going to take some time and some stuff for you to get used to. Okay. All right. Let me know if that helps. Let me know 100% of that, what helps. Okay. Kelly says, got it. Okay, Kelly. Yeah, it'll take some time. Okay. And here's that link to the book. You can go to my website, which is Sean, the Homeschool Guru. And then you go to the shop and all of my books are in there. You can get those and I will send those out immediately. I actually have those on my shelf. Okay. Kelly says, I have another question. Anyone know of a good curriculum for social studies? So when you're saying social studies, are you talking about in general, like the states, like all that good stuff? Is that what you're asking for, Kelly? Hey, Jaquithia, hashtag Guru Click. Y'all come on in here. Say, hey, what's up? Now, listen, I've got 15 people in here. Do me a favor. You girls out here in these homeschool streets, right? What we not going to do, that's what we said, right? That's the name of this live. What we not going to do is struggle in these homeschool streets, okay? So do me a favor. Please share this out. There are 15 people in here. It would be absolutely amazing and a blessing if you could share this out. Tag some people in here. Let's get some people in here. If you're new here, my name is Sean Taylor. I go by Sean, the Homeschool Guru. I am a homeschool coach that specializes in helping families transition into homeschool. Every Monday and Wednesday, I go live to answer any homeschooling questions you may have, whether that's homeschooling and working, homeschooling and marriage, how to start, how to finish, how to transition in, how to transition out. My kids are getting on my nerves, all that good stuff, right? Like I'm here to help you do that. And to go on with that, my kids are getting on your nerves. Hey, listen, the kids are getting on our nerves too, right? Like there is no way around it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're not going to sit here and pretend like we got it all together, y'all. We don't have it all together. We have to remind ourselves to get it together. We have to remind ourselves to give ourselves some grace. In the same token, okay? All right. All right, y'all. Y'all not asking any questions. So listen, I'm just gonna start talking. I'm just gonna randomly start talking. You said, oh, Kelly, I'm waiting for Kelly to respond on hers. Okay. Kelly said, is there anything as far as social studies? Anything in mind that I have for social studies? I'm just trying to think, y'all. This week, y'all, listen, help me, Father. That's all I'm gonna say. As far as social studies is concerned, there are tons of social study curriculums out there. To be very honest with you, it's a matter of finding what you need or what it is you're looking for. Okay. So Kelly says more of when it comes to studying about different cultures and migration, it's balance and not so much of Eurocentric view. For example, chapter 1 in the Time for Learning module, it starts with the Vikings. Hi, Kelly. I'm trying to find a nice way to say it. What I would suggest. So for history in our house, we take living books, we read the living books, and then we go from there. If I could give you a basic description, a basic definition of what living books are, instead of it being an actual textbook or curriculum or written by a committee, it's basically someone who has a passion for a subject and has researched it and done it, like researched it and wrote a book on it. That's basically what a living book is. What I have found in history, and some of y'all finna get mad at me. Okay. Let me stop before I say that. Okay. Most history books, like the curriculums, come from the stance of the victor, right? It comes from the stance of the person who won, who went in. It was amazing. We killed so many people to get what we want, right? Not really giving a stance or giving a perspective of the person who was victimized. It typically paints them in a God complex. And that's my husband. That's amazing. It typically gives a standpoint of a God complex. They saved the people, whether it's the Indians, whether it's the Africans, whether it's whomever it is. Okay. And so what I'm going to say to you is there is woke homeschool, which may be a little intense for younger grades. But as far as the other curriculums, I don't have a curriculum that I would personally suggest. I haven't found any. I don't want to know. I don't want you to give me curriculum that tells me that Harriet Tubman was a happy slave, a happy child. I don't. I don't want that. I don't want that. And so that's where we are. That's what it is. That's where we are. Okay. So I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say going forward, y'all. Okay. Any suggestions for parent-led curriculum? We're in Texas. So in general, Monique, are you saying in general? Frankie said, come on, keep going. I'm trying to be respectful, right? Hey, Jazzy Tees, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. When you say parent-led, most curriculums are parent-led, right? Because you're teaching it. Are you talking about like time for learning instead of hooking up and doing time for learning, something to that effect? Yeah, Frankie said, what we not gonna do. Hey, Orletta, thank you so much for joining me. Yes, in general. Okay, so I mean, it depends on what your child is like, what type of learner they are, all that good stuff. Y'all, I just got some information. It literally just rocked my world. Like it changed my thought process for a second. I'm trying to refocus. Let's see. So you're saying yes in general. So if you're doing Are you doing like workbooks or like what are you meaning, Monique? What are you meaning? Because you could do anything. Hey, Latia. What are your thoughts on Rethinking Schools? That seems like a good resource. I have never heard of it, Frankie. I have never heard of Rethinking Schools at all. As far as curriculum, Monique, and I'm sorry, y'all, I got a message in the midst of this, and it really just changed my thought process on some things. Let's see. So I'm waiting on Monique to answer. As far as the curriculum in general, it depends on the child. It depends on what you're doing. Most curriculums are parent led. Even if you're doing like time for learning or something like that to that effect, then it's going to be what you call it. It's going to be parent led because you can choose what they learn, when they learn, and how they learn it. Okay, let me know if that makes sense. So, like, I guess what I'm saying, Monique, to give you more information is I can't just flat out tell you you should go try this curriculum, all right? Because it's based on how your child learns, it's based on your schedule, it's based on what you want your child to learn, basically. So, I mean, some curriculums will work for some and some will not work, type of situation. So, what vision do you have for your homeschool journey is what I'm asking you. Do you have a vision of y'all are sitting in school all day? Is it more aligned traditionally with the regular public school system, or what? Like, what is it? We're currently trying out time for learning. I guess curriculums where my kids are learning from me and so. Oh, okay. So book curriculums. So it's based off of their learning. Um, there are tons. There really are. If you wanted to start, what I would say for somebody who is starting new and is not quite sure what to do, maybe doesn't have the finances or anything to buy it, like a box curriculum. And a box curriculum is just what it is. Basically, it's one box and it's got everything that you need, all the subjects. What I would suggest is, and I y'all, this is not my favorite curriculum, being very honest with you. Like, you could do time for learning, not time for learning. You could do, Lord help, what's that dry one, y'all? What's the dry one? Easy peasy. You could do easy peasy and adapt it or change it to whatever works for you, however that works for you. So let me know if that makes sense. But there are tons of different curriculums that work for you. Some subjects work and some don't. For us, we use a completely different, we use different resources. So we use different ELA, we use different history, we use different math, we use different things as far as that's concerned. Okay. Kelly says, in case you're wondering, I started social studies with my third grader with chapter 6 in time for learning your community. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So you went from there. I use education.com. I pay $15 a month. And education.com is cool, but for me, it's not it's an addition, like it helps you. Another thing you could do, Monique, is you could go, I don't know what age your kids are, but if they're younger, you could go to an all-in-one type of curriculum. Okay. So all-in-one type of workbook. And then you could teach based off of that workbook, find resources and all that kind of stuff based off of that workbook. Let me know if that makes sense. Easy peasy, child. Jaquithia knew that old dry curriculum. But what I would tell you, I appreciate that she has worked hard. She's definitely worked hard. It's a starting ground, a starting point for you. Okay. It's something that you can start with. Okay. Have you ever heard of Yes. Power Homeschool. We have used that. It is dry. It is also dry as well. But if it's something that you kind of want to try, what I tell people about curriculum is you need to go try it for yourself. Okay. You're going to have to go try it for yourself. You can't always take our word for it because sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't. But again, like I said, time for learning. I'm not tired. Power Homeschool. It is kind of dry, but it gets the job done. Okay. So what I would say is at some point, Power Homeschool was offering a 2-week free lesson or something like that. So we took advantage of that and it was doing good. My dog boring. Like, I don't really like this. It's good. It's good. It just didn't work for her. So try it and see. 3, 10, and 12. Okay. So for the 3 and the 10-year-old, You could probably use the all-in-one workbooks and then teach around it. And so workbooks would be supplemental, would help you, but it wouldn't be a full curriculum for the 12-year-old who probably would need a little bit more in-depth type of stuff. Now, what you could do, Monique, as well, is you could go onto like the TEA website since you're in Texas and see what your child should be learning at what grade level they are, and then just start teaching it that way. So instead of purchasing curriculum, because the internet's free, there's tons of worksheets, there's all different resources you can do. You could do that as well. You could do, Jessica says, what about master books? Master books are good as well. I did not cut for their science and I didn't cut for their math, but they are a good resource to start on. You're absolutely correct. Master books are good as well. Okay, Lucia says, I just started my 8th grader on MIA Academy. What did you think about it? I have not tried that. I've heard several good things about that. What did you think about that? Does anybody have any questions as far as that's concerned? The MIA Academy. All right, guys, you got me for a few more minutes. So it's hard, again, Monique, it's hard for me to, and I'm waiting for you to answer, guys. That's the reason why there's a little bit of dead air. A breath of fresh air. Thank you so much for joining me. It's really hard for me to recommend an actual curriculum as far as that's concerned, but there are tons of curriculums. There's the good and the beautiful. There is master books. There is, what's the other one? There's BJU. There's Abeka. There's Sunlight. There's tons of different curriculums. It really boils down to you sitting there and attempting, and seeing what works best for your family. Box curriculums didn't work for me and my kids. It just didn't work. And the only reason why is because on some subjects they're high and above, and some subjects they're not, right? Some subjects they are, some subjects they are not. And so that was an issue for us. That was an issue. Okay. So it didn't work. Basically, box curriculums didn't work for us because I know for a fact that my son is not on the highest, like he's not on this level for math. He may be under or he may be over, which depending upon his son. One son is over his grade level and one son is under. Well, you can't do that in box curriculums. It's basically a grade level curriculum is what it is. Okay. Let me know if that makes sense, Monique. I'm trying to help you, but again, I can't like just give you a 100% a answer. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, good, Monique. But try them out. And I'm sorry, I can't give you 100%, but yeah, try them out for sure. Okay. Activities after school. I don't want to overschedule the kids, but I want them to stay productively busy. Currently, I'm relying on Girl Scouts and out school. Yeah, that's good. And for us, we do sports, right? You're welcome, Monique. You're most welcome. Come back on Monday. Let's have some more conversations. If you guys are not a part of my Facebook group, it is a free Facebook group. Homeschooling with Sean, the guru. There are tons of other homeschool experts in there, including my admins that can answer some of the questions and give you options and all that good stuff. So join that group as well. You can ask whatever question that you need to ask. As far as activities after school, my boys do play sports with, at first we started with the city and then we moved on to competitive sports. That was something that they enjoyed and actually had some pretty good skill in. So that's what we did as far as that's concerned. You could do, and see, depending upon your state, I did a conference this past week. The conference was tailor-made homeschooling, right? And I had a speaker in my conference and she blew my mind away. Like I never thought about it in this way. This lady told me flat out that she sends her kids to after school programs after she homeschools. Yo, so So she takes her kids, she drops them off at the after school program or the local rec center with the after school program so that she can have a break or get whatever work she needs to get done. Now, that's not going to work for me in my house. However, that may work for you in your house, and it may work for, and it works for her, right? So try different options as far as that's concerned, local groups, co-ops or anything like that. In our city, we are doing a local meetup where every week or so, well, there's different events, but the last one that we went to was yesterday. And so every Tuesday or every other Tuesday, we're going to a local restaurant that is here in our city. And we're just chilling, letting the kids connect and play and do whatever it is they need to do. Okay. And so you have different options that you can do as far as that's concerned. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me, Practical by Default. I appreciate you. Thank you for your time, Sean, your lives. Oh, I appreciate it. You're most welcome. So listen, guys, I'm going to jump off of here. It is almost at the 5:40 mark. Y'all do me a favor. I need everybody to share, comment, throw some hearts, do something to that effect. And all that does is help me get to where I need to be, right? That helps me help people out in these homeschool streets, right? Because what we not going to do is... What we're not going to do is struggle. And I said it incorrectly, and I'm okay with that. Okay. What we're not going to do is struggle in these homeschool streets when there's somebody here, which is me, ready and available to assist and help you in this homeschooling journey. Okay. Y'all do me a favor. Everyone that's in here, please share, like, comment, throw some hearts, do whatever you can do. Every part of that blesses me. Every part of that helps me further in the homeschooling community. And I appreciate it more than you will ever know. Okay. All righty. So listen, y'all, I'm going to jump off of here for now. I will be back again next Monday and next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Times. When you're going throughout the rest of your week, write your questions down. If there's something that comes up, if there's something that jars you, if that's something that, I should ask Sean, write it down and then come back to me on Monday and Wednesday and ask those questions. Or you can join my Homeschooling with Sean Facebook group, which is completely free. Join, just make sure you answer all the questions. And once you do that, I will answer whatever questions you may have. Okay. Y'all have an absolutely blessed Wednesday. I'm going to jump off of here and go be a mom or whatever. I will see y'all soon. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Bye.